Could you imagine a world without the Mona Lisa? Alright, welcome on Laughing Museums. My name is Cedric, and yes, today we are talking about the most famous painting in the world. As crazy as it sounds, we almost missed Leonardo da Vinci. Why? Because I think the fact that the painting got stolen made it so famous. That's why we enjoy Leonardo da Vinci. Don't get me wrong, da Vinci was already a superstar in the 16th century. He died in 1519. 17th, 18th century forgot a little bit about da Vinci. In the 19th century, the Romantics loved da Vinci as the universal genius that he is. But without 1911, August 21st, and the stealing of the Mona Lisa, we won't be having that conversation right now, and this would not be the most famous painting in the world, dragging millions of people around the planet. You know what? Art history is almost missing very important painters, and sometimes I'm pretty sure it does. I give you another example. A certain guy named Vincent. Yes, we almost missed Van Gogh as well. You don't think so? And today Van Gogh is a universal genius. Everybody loves Van Gogh. People from all over the world are coming to enjoy that fantastic collection in Amsterdam and all over the planet. But during his lifetime, no one was buying anything from the guy, as crazy as it sounds, right? So what interests me with the stealing of the Mona Lisa? So imagine the painting got stolen, and the next morning there's actually a guy, and I'm going to cheat on that, a painter, a guy who used to copy, named Louis Beroux, and he came and he has a security say, hey, where is the Mona Lisa? And the guy of the security was like, well, it's probably getting photographed at the photography department. That was a time at the campaign when we have two campaigns in the Louvre. Number one, they were reframing most of the painting to put them under glasses to protect it from just a simple brace and some security as well. And number two, they were photographing a lot of the part of this painting to organize the collection. You see, both of these little events will have a massive impact on the stealing of the Mona Lisa. It appeared that Mona Lisa was not in the department of painting. It got stolen by Vincenzo Perugia. Perugia is the guy who put the glass to protect the Mona Lisa a few weeks earlier. They sent the best policeman in France named Alphonse Bertillon. Yeah, I know, it's also the name of a famous ice cream brand in France that you can enjoy on the Saint Louis Island in Paris. And to me, policeman is like, the police is like ice cream, huh? It's, you can live without it, huh? Yes, I know, I shouldn't make comments like that, but I swear to God, I live in a world without the police in Auroville for a year, and it was great. Never felt straighter or anything. I don't even have to lock my bike anymore because everybody believed everybody, and that was great, right? Okay, back to Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have called you. When I've named you? Well, anyway, I'm not Nat King Cole, you can tell, obviously. But you see, there's another reason why I'm singing that song. I'm going to give you that in just a second. But before, I want to say, they sent that policeman, so Alphonse Bertillon. And you know who the first man would be accused? Apollinaire, a super famous French poet. Except Apollinaire was an immigrant from Poland, I guess, old habits die hard, don't they, right? He made 4 days of jail for that. Okay, maybe saying we should burn down the Louvre was not the best idea ever, but poet says this kind of shit, right? Another guy was suspected in stealing the Mona Lisa, and his name was Pablo Picasso. Yes, another immigrant, Spanish one. You're like, ah, come on, you can't call Picasso an immigrant. Actually, they did back in the days. Picasso has twice to become a French citizen, and twice the French government denied him the right to become a French citizen, even if he spent his entire life in this country. After World War II, Picasso was so famous, and his work was famous around the world. France offered him citizenship and he said, I'm good, thank you guys, and he died a Spanish man. That's a little detail, but I guess history repeats itself from time to time, right? Alphonse Bertillon, the best cop in the world, also sent someone to interrogate this Vincenzo Perugia at his place in a little hotel in Paris, and apparently the questioning was happening on a table, and the legend says the Mona Lisa was under the table. Some others say it was under his bed mattress, but whatever, the cops were in this main room where the painting was, right? And they didn't even look for it. That struck me, and that's why everybody was mocking the police for a year and a half. They made plays, they made a little movie around it, commercial were using the stolen Mona Lisa. It became kind of a running joke everywhere in my country. They went all the way to write a little opera around the stolen Mona Lisa. Why I'm telling you that, because I told you there's two facts. Number one, the glass campaign, and number two, the photography. Why I was insisting on the photography? Because the newspaper and the police offer 50 grand back in the day if you have any information that could lead to find the most famous painting in the world. But they couldn't find a photography of the Mona Lisa. Yes, you heard me well. Back in 1911, you could not find a single photography of what is probably today the most photographed painting ever. And it took the police 5 weeks to come up with a picture of the Mona Lisa. It will take another year and a half. It will come back just before Christmas 1912. The press will call it a Christmas miracle. What happened is very simple. Perugia tried to sell the painting by nicknaming himself Leonardo, by the way, so something very psychologically troubling in that, right? And he will do a few weeks of jail for that, by the way. Nothing big. And the Mona Lisa will come back. It will turn a little bit around the planet, which is accenting his fame. He went to Japan. He went to the US as well a little bit later. He went to Italy, Asia, and then he came back to France. And then later on, he will go to the US during the time of the Kennedys, right? The Prime Minister André Malraux was kind of eating on Jackie Kennedy. There's a whole story there, but I don't want to brag in there. My point is, like, without Perugia stealing the Mona Lisa, this painting will not be the most famous painting in the world. There's a lot to say on the Mona Lisa, and I will keep saying more about it in another video for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Laughing Museums. If you do not hesitate to subscribe, do not hesitate to like, do not hesitate to share, to talk about it. And if you want to support the channel, that would mean the world to me. You can do so by buying Laugh Your Way Through the Louvre, the book, 250 pages. You have the ebook and you have the paperback, right? And no matter what you do, never forget, if you're not doing it with a smile, well, you're doing it wrong.